on my video I just did. I uploaded it a couple days ago, and the video is Who to Date After the Narcissist. And I went into some details about the kind of questions you need to ask yourself about who you want and who you want to be, and how you would level up to become the person who would be aligned with like your genuine part, like your ideal partner. If you are getting away from the ex-narcissist and you're in the middle of really rebuilding yourself and figuring yourself out, you're not going to be ready to level up just quite yet and get, an ideal partner, because you just need to figure out some things about yourself and address some things within yourself so that you don't attract another narcissistic partner. So there's just questions you have to ask yourself, and some inner work and some growth you have to do in order to level up so you can leave all that trash behind. And so that's what that video was, Who to Date After the Narcissist. And somebody commented, Jamie Taylor, and it says, I love this. Can you also make a video on the topic, how to fully get over the narcissist? It's a little bit long, so I'm just going to read the bottom part. This is my question. Why do I feel an urge? I believe that I am fully over them, but it's very confusing as to why they still cross my mind and how I can fully forget them completely. By the way, I love your YouTube channel, and these videos have really helped me a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for leaving a long comment, because I like to see like what y'all have to say. But mainly the idea is that Jamie is feeling like, she still has to reach out, or like is tempted to reach out and contact the ex-narcissist. So my explanation for that is that the ex-narcissist probably had you thinking that you weren't going to find anybody like that person, or the connection that you had with that person was a connection that you're not going to be able to get with other people. They have you thinking that because of the way they enmesh identities like that, like they get y'all conjoined like that, you know what I'm saying, to have you thinking that the two of y'all are so alike and you've got so much in common and you're never going to find anybody like them again and shit like that. And what happens is, because like I say, remember that time that I was in my room and I was thinking to myself, and we had just had a bad fight, and I was thinking to myself, he's really awful, but I'm never going to get anybody that has the same interests as me ever again, so I better just take the bad with the good. And that's a bullshit way to live, and no one should live that way. That's horrible. I wouldn't recommend it for anyone. So the fact that he had me thinking that, and had me thinking that I wasn't going to get anybody else like him again, which was a lie, I was afraid to leave him, and I tried to break up with him about half a dozen times before I finally did it for real. Like, it took a lot. But what happened was, I realized that I was my own person without him. I was complete without him. I was complete, and I was my own person before I met his ass. So it's like, it doesn't make any sense for me to meet him, get trashed, get treated like trash, and then say, oh, well, shit, I gotta be grateful for this. And then afterwards wonder what the hell he's up to, and like wonder what the hell, he could be doing. And let me check his Facebook, let me check his Instagram, see what he's been doing. Let me check on his friends, see if they've posted any pictures of him, blah, blah, because I was like hyper fucking vigilant after I got away from that last one. And that was 6 years ago, but I was hyper vigilant, and I was obsessed with keeping tabs on him and knowing what he did and stuff like that, and that took a lot of my time and a lot of my energy, and I really destroyed myself with that, but temporarily anyway. Almost destroyed myself, obviously not completely, because here I am. But the point is, when you get latched on like that, and when you get attached to them like that, one of the reasons is because they have you thinking you're not going to get anybody like them ever again, and that this is it, and you better take the bad with the good, because and the only reason they have you thinking that is because the narcissist has no damn identity of their own. They don't have a foundation. Their mommy couldn't bond with them and didn't hug them enough, whatever her problem was, and you're paying the price for that. Because the narcissist grows up and says, well, hell, mom may not love me, but damn it, the rest of y'all will, one way or another. And they just, they get you one way or another, and they have you under their thumb. And one of the ways they do that is to mirror the shit you do and the shit you say and your fears and your dreams and your fantasies and your hobbies and your interests and all the stuff that you like and the stuff that you're into that you identify with for yourself as part of who you are. They mirror that shit. They say, oh yeah, I like that shit too. And they'll buy books about it. They'll make the effort to try to seem like they really know what they're talking about on subjects that you're interested in, so that they can make you see that the two of y'all have so much in common, and you know, you're you're so lucky you found him, because you know you haven't found anybody else that understands you that well, and all this other bullshit. And that's not true. It's just somebody who's faking it, and he's faking being close to you. And so what happens is, after some time goes by and you get rid of him, and you're by yourself, and or you're with your friends or something like that, and you're sitting there thinking to yourself, man, you know, we did have, I mean, he was a pain in the ass, but we did have some good times because we both loved to da 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 da. And it doesn't, you can't hang on that. You can't hang on to that, because that he didn't love doing any of that stuff with you. He just did it to shut you up and to make you think that two of y'all had something in common, so that he could control you better. If you think that the two of y'all are real similar, and that you think real similar, and you've got so much in common, and you're such a great match, and blah 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 blah, that makes it easier for him to be in control, because if y'all are so similar, you're gonna rely on his opinion more often, because the two of y'all think so much alike, and you'll ask his opinion, and he'll be able to tell you stuff. He'll be able to suggest things to you, and he'll be able to get into your mind and plant seeds like that, where he's he may have things in common with you, but he's also the voice of authority, or the voice of reason in your life, you know, because he's got stuff in common with you, but he's smarter than you at the same time, and he's gonna have you thinking that, so that you can think to yourself, well, you know, I know some stuff about this, but he knows more, so let me ask him. And before you know it, he's telling you what to do day, morning, noon, and night, because he's got you convinced that he's well versed in the shit that you need, you know, whatever it is, on top of having you brainwashed to think that the fantasy world that he's built for the two of y'all, where you can live your dream, and you want that car, you want that lifestyle, you want that house, you want to go back to school, you can do that, but only through me. So so once he has that fantasy world built around you, where you can get things done, but you just need his help, and no one else can help you with it, only him, because he's the only one who knows how to do it. You're stuck in a cycle of needing him, and also being lied to constantly. The whole thing is a show. The entire thing is a show, and for you to have to recover from that is a lot of work, because the narcissist will change your reality, and change what you think is real and what you think is true about yourself and things like that. So once they have you really stuck like that, it's that much more work for you to rebuild yourself and separate yourself as your own person after getting out of there. So once you're out of there, you have to sit down with yourself and say, okay, what have I accomplished in my life so far without him? What were you doing before him? Were you working? Did you have your own place? Did you have your own car? Were you paying your own bills? Were you raising your child on your own? Were you going to school? You had a good group of friends. You had done a lot of inner work on yourself. You were learning a new skill. You were taking care of your body. What were you doing on your own that you were doing just fine with before you met his dumbass? What was it? It has been something you were doing just fine with, that you could have handled on your own without him. And you ask yourself those questions. This is the thing about recovery, is people don't realize they know what their problems are. They know where their misery is. They know what's making them miserable. They know where their struggles are. But what they don't know is what questions to ask themselves. And that's the important part of having a mentor, is having somebody who knows what the hell to ask you. It's the same as a therapist. Except you get to talk to me more than once a week. So anyway, so asking yourself the right questions about what the hell happened and what the hell you want to do now is paramount. And when you are separating your identity from the narcissist, and you're making the ridge, building the wall between the two of y'all, so you can just find yourself again, and you find yourself wanting to always go back and see what he's doing, or see how he's doing, or see if he's changed or gotten better or whatever. You're putting all your eggs in his basket when he's not shit. He can't do shit for you. All he does is lie. That's all he does. That is how he has built his life, is through lies. And you fell for it. I fell for it, more than once. I mean, we all have, all women have been made to feel like a fucking idiot at some point. So, that's without saying. But if you really want to separate yourself from him and separate your identity, you need to start being real with yourself about the shit you can accomplish and the shit you have accomplished without him being in your life anyway, before you met him or now. Because if you've gotten away from him and you're away from him now and your life is good, you're paying your own bills, you've got your own place to live, or you're staying with somebody, you've got your own car, or you've got a way to go to work, and you're putting yourself back together, you're doing all that without him. You don't need him. There's something about you that is short, that falls short, or is any kind of a character flaw or whatever. You don't have those things. There's nothing wrong with you. Okay, everybody's got something they got to sort out with themselves, right? Because we're human. But there's nothing wrong with you. Not like him. He's got a mental problem that is like real severe, and it's probably never going to get treated because he thinks he's perfect. But there's something wrong with you. You just need some time to forgive yourself for some things, and to learn about yourself and show compassion to yourself, so you can get out of this and start to love yourself properly and level up and start getting men that are actually worth your fucking time. So, but it starts with asking yourself the right questions. So you need to ask yourself, what is it about him? What is it about getting in touch with him that's going to satisfy me? Why is it that if I got in touch with him, because what I want to do is text him and have him text back. If I reached out to him and he responds to me and responds positively and gives me the response I want to hear, what is that doing for me? What would that do for me in like an alternate universe where it happens? It's not going to happen in this one. It better not. Don't you dare. But if you did, like if you in another dimension texted him and said something, he texts back and says, I know, sweetie, I still love you. For example, what would that do for you? What does that mean to you? You have to ask yourself that, and ask yourself, why is that important? What would that do for you? What sensation would that give you, or what kind of satisfaction would that give you, and why? And you ask yourself those questions to figure this shit out, so you know why you're wanting something and why you're doing something. And if you can do that and just sit with yourself for a little bit and let the answer come to you, a lot of times it'll come to you on its own. If you're sitting there thinking about it and you can't think of anything, just relax your mind. Just relax your mind. And I would even suggest, and this is something I do a lot, get your phone. If you have earbuds, even better, headphones, whatever. If you're just going to play it like from your phone speaker, that's fine too, but earbuds are really good because it goes like straight into your head. But I would highly suggest getting on YouTube, and my clients do this a lot because it's so nourishing. You get on YouTube, find yourself some Hertz tones. Let's pick a number, whatever thing, go through them and go through somebody's playlist and just find the one that sounds like it's what you need. You know what I mean? Just explore, because there's tones for everything. DNA, regeneration, all of it, all that shit. Go through there, find a Hertz tone that either sounds good or is for what you need, and sit and lay down or sit down and close your eyes and put your earbuds in and just listen to that tone. And let it permeate you. Forgot to open the door for the cat, sorry. So you put in that tone and just let it permeate your body. Don't think about anything else. Just calm your mind down, listen to the tone in the music. Because I catch myself a lot of the times when I'm trying to calm down or like fix my mind, and I put in my tones and I'm listening, and I'll be thinking about all kinds of other shit I got to do in the next 2 hours. So I'm like, I'm bad about it. So I have to stop myself a lot and say, no, calm down, come back to center. We're going to get all this shit done. Tomorrow, I got the rest of the day. Tomorrow's another day. I'm going to get it done. I got to calm down and let myself receive this healing, and just let your brain chill for a little bit and listen to some vibration to calm it down and just relax it. And what I'm wanting you to do with this exercise is to let yourself feel how whole you are on your own, how complete you are on your own. If you can let yourself realize how complete you are by yourself and how whole you are, let your inner child realize it, let your inner teenager realize it, The old you who was with the narcissist, let her realize it. The current you, let you realize it. Let your future self, you know what I'm saying? All those parts of yourself, all these versions of you, let all those parts of you realize how complete you are without the ex-narcissist, and you will quit worrying about what the hell he's doing. And you won't be so tempted to sit there and say, oh, I just wonder what he's up to. You know, because it is tempting to do that. It is. Because they get you intertwined like that. They get you wrapped around their finger by having you think that the two of y'all are this great love match of the century. And it's not, that's not the case. He's just copying shit about you to have you thinking that the two of y'all have all this shit in common when you don't. He's got mental problems. Y'all don't have anything in common. So just keep that in mind. But do things, and if you don't do the hurts tones things, you don't have to do that. I'm just saying that I suggest that because it's helped my life so much, and it's improved so much for me. But if that's not your thing, you're not into that, it's fine. You can do or tap into or engage in whatever activity or whatever thing you like to do or whatever music you like to listen to that makes you feel complete and whole and like you're good on your own. If it's a song that you like to listen to that pumps you up, like a bad bitch type song or whatever, listen to that. If that's what does it, if that's what helps, then listen to that. It's fine. It's, you know, you don't have to do every single thing I suggest. You know what I'm saying? Like, because some of the shit that works for me may not work for everybody, and I know that. So, but pick whatever it is that makes you feel like you are complete. You want to listen to, you know, religious text verses or something like that, make you feel complete. Do that. Do whatever it is. I don't care. Something that makes you feel whole or like you are good on your own, like you're enough. If you can't figure out what that is, I suggest even getting out in nature. Sit outside. I know it's 100 degrees right now. If that doesn't bother you, God bless you. Get outside, because I'm not going outside until it drops to about 65. So we're going to be in here filming for a while because this is Alabama and I can't breathe. So, but like in my case, you know, if I wasn't in the mood for the hurts tones and couldn't think of anything else, I would go outside and just sit there. If you like the sunlight, let the sunlight hit you and let that sun bathe you and just replenish you. The sun will just replenish you and rejuvenate you. If you burn easily, obviously don't sit out there forever, you know, but just long enough to just kind of close your eyes and just let it hit you and let your body soak it in. You're not in the sunlight, listen to the birds. You know, go to a water source and watch the water, a waterfall or a pond or something to calm you down. If you really want to do something cool, I suggest, if it doesn't bother you, get in a waterfall. I remember the first time I got in a waterfall, like stood in it. You know, I was behind it, you know, as well, but I also got like in the water that was coming down, and that was the most amazing thing ever. And I felt like $1 million after that. And it was cold outside too, but it didn't bother me. But I like the cold anyway, so that's just me. But you know, you can find something that will just make you feel young again, or fresh, or ready to take on the world. And once you get that feeling in you and you realize that you can actually do that, you're not going to need to get in touch with him to see what the hell he's up to, because it won't matter, because you're going to know that you're fine without him. And it takes a lot of training for your brain to realize this, because they have you brainwashed to think that you still need to find out what they're doing. That's his link. That's their way of you know, just keeping you on that hook, you know what I mean, that hook and line or whatever. But you can break off from that. You just need to let yourself see that you're good on your own without him, and get around your friends and tell your friends about it too and get their opinion. Somebody else may have had the same feeling and had some way of getting over that. You know, maybe you need just like a different point of view, you know, from somebody who really knows you. Take yourself on a date and let yourself and you know, pay for your own meal, take yourself for a walk afterwards in a park or something like that. You want companionship, you know, see if you can get a pet or something, you know, to keep you company, so that you don't feel alone. And the pet will love you without manipulating you. So all you have to do is keep them alive. So, you know, there's a million ways. You just have to give yourself a chance to experiment with things and see what works and see what feels good and what feels right to you, and you will learn that you are indeed whole and complete and good on your own, and good enough on your own without the narcissist. You just need to ask yourself, what satisfaction, or what would it do for you if you heard what you wanted to hear from that person, and then what you can do to get that feeling elsewhere for yourself without having to go to somebody who is not right for you. So I hope that helps. That was a really good question. I love y'all's comments and stuff. Of course, if you have any topics you want me to go over in videos, I'd love to do it. Just message me, comment, whatever. Let me know what you want, and I'll totally upload it. So that's it for now. I'm going to go back to working on the program I'm doing. How to be a bad bitch after leaving the ex-narcissist. It's going really good so far. If you want in on it, I would highly suggest getting it soon, because the pre-sale price is $50. Once I'm done recording the course and I've actually uploaded it and it's available, it's going to be $100. So if you want to get it now, it's still going to be a few days. Like, I have a lot to do, so you have a few days, but I would really love for everybody who wants it to get it now while it's only $50. So because all my self-paced courses are $100, but for this one I decided to do a pre-sale of half price, so just to give everybody a break. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I'll post the link for that as well. And that's it for now. So I'll see you on the other side, and thanks for listening. Okay, all right, bye.